So in the past, I've always attempted several different methods of fat loss to like get just absolutely peeled and cut, all right? And all the different methods have worked. But here's the main difference between what I'm doing then versus what I'm doing now. So back then I had different methods that I would only stick to like in one lane, whether it was like I am doing keto diet and I'm walking 10 or 20,000 steps a day with the sauna. That's one method. Another one is only weightlifting. And you have your calories cut down a little more and you're doing like HIIT sessions 2 or 3 times a week along with that. Another method would be like fasting, right? You're just doing fasting, kind of like what I'm doing at the moment. Or there's several different methods you can pick from. I feel like it's actually endless. However, here's the main difference that I noticed. Instead of like just picking one lane out of like all 6 lanes, how about you just look at those as levers that you can pull at different times, right? So let's say lever 1, you pull 90% of the time, which is weightlifting 3 times a week that has 30 minutes of cardio after each weightlifting session where you're just walking for 30 minutes on the treadmill, right? Maybe that's when you pull 90% of the time. But you can swap it and then go for fasting and you pull that and you do that for like 2 or 3 days and you can go back to weightlifting. Or you can do the thing where you're like, you know what, I'm really feeling myself getting drained from weightlifting for the past 6-8 weeks, whatever. I need to take a break. I'm going to pull the lever, which is walking 10,000 steps a day and the sauna 2 or 3 times that week. And doing the intermittent fasting like on top of that. It's like there's different things you can pull at different times, which I'm realizing, which is a really easy way for me to keep going and from getting burned out from doing the exact same thing. Not that I think you would ever get burned out from weightlifting. I think you're probably just doing something wrong, or like your sleep or some other factor needs to get in check, or maybe you need more hydration. But do you get what I'm saying? It's a way where all these different things can work. It's just you don't have to beat one single lane over and over and over and over and over and over again. You can switch it up a little bit here and there and keep the progress going. I'm almost down 25 pounds at the moment from January 9th, and fasting, that this is my second weekend in a row where I'm doing a 3-day fast, and I'm almost 40 hours in at the moment. And that's what I'm realizing. It's like you can just start doing little things different here and there while keeping the main goal in and of itself, like the time frame that you're shooting for, the deadline. You can still keep that intact and just switch it up a little bit every now and then based on how you're progressing or what you're wanting to have happen. But the point of this is that you can switch it up a little bit and still stay consistent overall. So you should pick a main strategy where it's like weightlifting X amount of times per week with a little bit of cardio on top. And then you can decide, okay, 3rd weekend, I'm going to swap it out for doing 10 or 15,000 steps every day for that week, and then kind of go back to your other thing you're doing. I think personally for me, that's an excellent way I've discovered to keep it fresh, to keep it fun, and to still give yourself a little bit of breathing space, if that makes sense, while you're going throughout the whole journey. Because let's be real, I love doing this stuff, but it is a little bit boring at times. It can be extremely repetitive. And where I'm at, the weather's finally warming up, so it's giving me an excuse to go outside and be outside more often. So there's that to be said too. But just keep that in consideration if you're on a weight loss, fat loss journey and you're like, I really want to get in shape, and you're like, I don't like lifting weights all the time. It's like, well, you could do it like for 3 weeks and then swap it where you're doing a bunch of walking for that 4th week and kind of like repeat that. It's open to interpretation. These are just thoughts.